Ah, there she goes again. Mama says you're never too young to go to work and earn a living. But, Mama, are you going to keep all the money? School days, whatever happened to school days? But who's in charge? How about the highest bidder? And I wouldn't try this, you wouldn't try this. And it's a pretty good reason why. Things like this happen. He was okay and lived to tell about the story. All that and more now on The Filter. Well, every elected official talks about how important education is. If you have kids or have had kids in school, you're aware of many issues surrounding the LAUSD. Tenure is an issue. Teacher performance is an issue. The president says California is doing a bad job evaluating educators. Here's what the mayor wants to do. He wants outside groups to bid on running new L.A. schools beginning in 2010. Will that improve the quality of education? Our contributors tonight from RonKLA.com, the former editor of the L.A. Daily News, Ron K., and attorney, radio talk show host, and national news contributor, LeoTerrell. Ron, we're going to start with you. Is there a downside here? All right, we're having some trouble with Ron's audio. Leo, we'll start with you. Is there a downside?
Yes, Fred, our kids are not for sale. And this is the education mayor. A couple of years ago, he wanted to take over the LA Unified School District. He took over 10 schools. He's a failure. He's termed out, Fred. He has no credibility on this issue. So what he's trying to propose now is to put our kids up for sale for the highest bidder. Education should not be run as a profit. So he needs to come up with a better plan, a better program before he starts trying to sell our kids to the highest bidder.
Yeah, but Leo, here's the issue. The mayor's done a bad job. There are troubles but there are troubles with our schools. Might this be a better way to try and deliver education?
Fred, the details are in the plan. I haven't seen the plan yet. The overall proposal, I like the idea to think outside the box, but I'm questioning the motivation. All this simply means, Fred, is having schools named after Verizon or Coca-Cola High School. I don't want our kids exploited for the dollar. And I need to see the details before I'm going to commit to a mayor plan who, like I said again, 4 years ago, Fred, he was trying to take over all the schools within the LA Unified School District. I used to be a school teacher, Fred, within the LA Unified School District. I got a better proposal than the mayor's plan right now.
All right, Leo, let's move on now. At a time when the government is asking folks to take less, and they tell us that we must all share in fixing the economy, how much should government officials share? Or should they get paid as much? Now, did you know that the LA City Council members are currently paid about $179,000 a year? That's tops in the nation. Rick Orloff wrote that council members should have their salaries cut in half and wants it on the ballot to be voted on next year. Now, keep in mind, many of the council members have already volunteered to take a 10% pay cut. I think Orloff is being a bit extreme here. I also don't think people should be forced to give back money. Leo, given the current situation, does he have a point? They agreed to 10%. Is that enough?
No, Fred, where can I sign that petition? Let's go with 50%. You know, serving the community and being an official should be a public service. $178,000 were people in this city, double-digit unemployment. It's ridiculous for them to try to make $178,000. 10% pay cut is not enough. Put this on the ballot. If they truly want to serve the public, they don't have it shouldn't be a problem for them to take a 50% pay cut.
Yeah, but Leo, if we're not experiencing bad economic times, would you ask them to take a 50% pay cut? Are you that disappointed in their overall performance?
Fred, we have a $28 billion budget deficit within the state. We have a $500 million budget deficit for the city of L.A. If we were giving these politicians a grade, these city council members, they would receive an F. So why should we reward them with a six-figure income? If they were to perform better, Fred, I wouldn't have a problem. But right now, Fred, that $178,000 salary, they're not earning it.
All right, let's move on now. Every day we are told that we live in the greatest state in this country. And who wouldn't want to live in sunny California? Great weather.
I love it.
A spot where trends originate. So much to do. How about this? A lot of businesses want nothing to do with California. In the latest CNBC poll, California dropped to 32nd nationally behind Arkansas when it comes to doing business. A deficit of $53 billion, double-digit unemployment, and quite frankly, an arrogance when it comes to enticing new business. Leo, even with a budget crisis, some way should there be some incentive to welcome business to this state? Tax incentives, perhaps. Or are we going to watch everybody just run for the hills?
Fred, this is no longer the Golden State, and I'll tell you right now, this state is not business friendly. You have state tax, sales tax, double-digit taxes. It's just too expensive. And by the way, Fred, this state is number 2 in foreclosure. So that means people are running out of this state looking elsewhere. It has to be business friendly. But in order for that to happen, Fred, we need state lawmakers to reduce taxes, to close its budget loophole, to show that the state is golden again. Right now, it's not the case.
Is this just a case, and I believe it is, of pure arrogance on the state's part and our lawmakers believing we've got such a good deal here, it doesn't matter, you want to be here? Because I know in the movie business and in the television production business, people are flocking for the hills as quickly as they can.
Because there's other places to give them better incentive, tax incentive. Like you said, the movie industry, they've gone up north to Canada. If there are better business incentive, business will follow. And California is not a business-friendly state. Taxes are too high, unemployment, and there's too much regulation. You got to cut down regulation in order to make this state a friendly state for businesses.
Is that possible, though? I mean, we've been talking about this for years and the problems with the state. Is that even possible, Leo?
No, because we got gridlock. We got Republicans and Democrats who have sold out to special interest groups. Labor unions, special interest groups have paralyzed this state. And it's basically a pro-employee state versus a pro-employer state. Fred, there needs to be balance, and basically it's out of whack right now. And as a civil rights attorney, I'm going to be the first to admit, this state is not friendly for employers at this current stage.
All right, let's move on now. Our mayor, of course, has a lot to say. Boy, does he ever. Some of it the public likes, some of it doesn't go so well. If you had the chance to put your words in the mayor's mouth, would you do it? The mayor is looking for a director of speech writing. Here's the job description. Help develop long-term message and strategy. Draft speeches, statements, and talking points. Review and edit press releases and website content. When the mayor speaks, it would actually be you. Leo, you get to put the words in the mayor's mouth. Go ahead. If you were the mayor, what would you say to the people?
Dear City of Los Angeles, I'd like to apologize for my job performance for the last 5 years. I have 3 more years left. I'm going to start fresh. I'm going to be the mayor that I claimed to be 5 years ago, but I have wasted 5 years of your time and my time. We're going to start over starting tomorrow.
Okay, I got to tell you, Leo, after hearing that, I think there's a very high probability you would not get the job as speechwriter.
Well, I just want to be honest. I just try to be honest, Fred.
All right, Leo, thanks for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Fred.